All right, let's talk about something that I think a lot of people misunderstand. We're going to dive into the psychology of people who prefer solitude. We'll explore why having just a few friends, or even none, isn't some kind of social failure, but actually, it can be a sign of a really unique and deep psychological makeup.
So let's just start with this question right here. What if our whole way of looking at this is just wrong? Society is constantly telling us that a huge social circle is the ultimate prize. But what if, for some of us, a life with fewer but way deeper connections isn't just a choice? What if it's an absolute necessity for our own well-being?
Okay, so first things first, we have to completely reframe this idea of the loner. Seriously, it's time to throw out those old, tired stereotypes and really dig into the actual psychology of what's going on here.
I mean, just look at the difference here. It's night and day, right? On one side, you have the myth. All those negative labels we've heard a million times. Antisocial, broken, a failure. But the reality, well, that's where things get interesting. We're not talking about failure at all. We're talking about someone who's a deep thinker, probably misunderstood, with a brain that's just wired a little differently.
So let's jump into the first major psychological trait. And it really all boils down to one fundamental principle: a preference for quality over quantity when it comes to people.
What this means in practice is that they actively steer clear of surface-level stuff. You know what I'm talking about. That endless, soul-crushing small talk or friendships that feel totally fake and performative. For these folks, those kinds of interactions aren't just unfulfilling. They are genuinely, physically draining. And this quote it nails it, doesn't it? It's not that they dislike people. Not at all. It's that they can't stand connections that feel empty. It's a very deliberate choice to be alone until something real comes along, instead of just filling the silence with noise.
Now, the second trait really builds on this, and I have a feeling a lot of you are going to feel this one. It's the whole concept of the social battery, this idea that our energy for interacting with people is a limited resource. Now, there's actually a psychological term for this. It's called high social sensitivity. All it means is that their nervous system is processing every little social cue, every bit of conversation, way more intensely. So of course, their social battery just drains incredibly fast. They just need more time to recover. And this is so crucial to understand. It is not personal. It has nothing to do with liking or disliking the people they're with. It's pure biology. Their brain is literally burning more fuel during social situations, and just like any engine, it needs more time to cool down and refuel afterward. Okay, our third trait, this one's a combination of two really powerful forces. A super strong sense of self-reliance that's often been forged by some tough experiences in the past. These individuals tend to have what psychologists call low social dependency. In simple terms, they don't need a crowd to tell them they're okay. They've learned how to find comfort, how to have fun, and how to feel good about themselves completely from within. They've built their own world, and you know what? They're usually pretty happy there. So how does someone get like this? Well, it's often a two-step process. It usually starts with some kind of negative experience, maybe a bad betrayal, or just the sheer exhaustion of being around the wrong crowd for too long. And then comes the brain's response. The brain learns. It gets smarter. It raises the bar for trust, becoming way more protective and selective about who it lets into the inner circle. It's a really powerful survival instinct. And that brings us to our final trait, and honestly, this one might just be the most defining one of all, a truly deep and rich inner world. See, when you spend a lot of time alone with your own thoughts, something incredible happens. It cultivates these amazing qualities. We're talking a more vibrant imagination, a sharper intuition or gut feeling, a much clearer sense of who you are, and a really profound self-awareness. Their mind isn't an empty space. It's a bustling, fascinating place to be. This quote just perfectly captures the flip side of having that rich inner life. Because they think so deeply, observe everything so closely, and feel things so intensely, sometimes the day-to-day chatter of regular social circles can feel a bit, well, shallow or hard to relate to. And it's not arrogance at all, it's more like they're operating on a different frequency. So, after going through all of these traits, if any of this has been resonating with you, if you've been nodding along, here's the number one thing I want you to take away from all this. It does not mean something is wrong with you. What it might mean is that your mind is just wired differently. It's wired for more depth, for more sensitivity, and for much higher standards for what you want out of life and other people. It's a different kind of wiring, not a defective one.
It's a feature, not a bug.
And that kind of leaves us with one final thought to chew on. Instead of looking at solitude as some kind of weakness or a problem we need to fix, what if we started asking a totally different question? What are the hidden strengths that come from walking alone? Because maybe, just maybe, it's in that quiet space that the strongest minds are truly built.